Peggy 18.
Hi everybody, this is Noah Hughes, Creative Director on Tomb Raider, and we're here at Crystal Dynamics. We're going to take a look at a segment of the game that's going to showcase some of our combat and high action sequences. So we can see Lara walking down these steps. She can overhear conversations from the enemies. You can see as she becomes aware of the enemy presence, she'll take cover behind anything that looks like cover. So that's something that's automatic, and we really promote the ability to freely move within cover and move throughout cover. So Lara's assessing the situation. She can overhear bits of story and understand more about what's going on the island. But most importantly, she can sort of use brains as she approaches this situation. She'll take out one guy. We can see that the enemies are reacting, so they're creating cover for themselves, reacting to her situation. Another guy's trying to flush her out of cover with the Molotovs. This is just an example where we really try to make the AI adapt to the situation, but also promote movement from the player so that they're not just stuck behind cover and playing sort of pop and shoot cover games. We really promote that movement. So we can see Lara approaching here. She's got her a new gear element, the rope arrow. She's able to create her own zip line. And with the shotgun and the zip line, she's now back to an area she had been before, but able to access spaces that she had never been able to get to.
Are you there?
I'm here, Sam. Are you okay?
What do they want with me, Lara? A fire ritual? This is so fucked up.
Listen, I'm coming to get you. I'm going to get you out of there.
Please, please help me, Lara.
I promise. I promise, Sam.
Hey, she just... Oh no! Sam! No! Sam! Help me! Stay away from her, you bastard! Stay away!
So we can see that Lara's friends, in particular Sam, is in trouble, and she has a very clear goal now, which is to make her way to the scavenger fortress where Sam is being held. So she knows that's down at the bottom of the mountain, and she's going to find a way down.
I don't know. Another part of the plane? Keep working. I'll go check it out.
Again, often the best strategy is to sort of assess the situation before you jump in with guns blazing. Of course, you're always welcome to just open fire, but the game really promotes sort of that tactical approach in some situations. So Lara's able to wait till she has a clear vantage of the situation without being spotted by the enemies. She sees an opportunity in the fire, and she's able to open combat by really decimating the enemies with the environmental opportunities and then finishing off any stragglers. Now, last time we showed this space, we took the left route, and this is just an example of a forked path where you can see them coming up the path that we would have come down naturally. But because Lara's observant and she's taking advantage of her traversal in the environment, she can get the drop on these guys in a way that you may not if you weren't necessarily utilizing traversal to progress and keeping your eyes open for those opportunities. So again, Lara using the barrels as part of the environment to sort of create chaos within the enemy AI and take advantage of that chaos. So again, Lara just not necessarily being all about the biggest firepower, but really trying to use a tactical approach to combat. As is often the case, Lara's intended path down the mountain isn't necessarily where she ends up. So we could see an example of sort of a brutal death as Lara misnavigates the situation in the flood here. And we try to create these spikes of intense moments where maybe plan A doesn't pan out and Lara's forced to deal with plan B. You can see her shooting out barriers with the shotgun. This is another example of us trying to use gear acquisitions as something that provides new skills in the environment beyond just combat. can see that Lara's been able to adapt to this turn of events and managed to find her way down the mountain, but is a little bit worse for wear, having gone through a pretty traumatic descent. So we see Lara sort of shaken from the experience, and ultimately this is really just awakening injuries that have started since the beginning of the game. You can see her side is already bleeding from experiences she had when she first washed up on the island, and that's just been made worse by her traumatic descent. And so we're sort of introduced to this new space. This is the scavenger town, and up on the mountain you can see the ancient palace, which has been fortified by the scavengers, and really that's where Lara thinks Sam is being held. And so her goal, Sam and the others, so her goal is to really make her way into that palace. But you can see that she really is sort of feeling the effects of the fall, and as she stumbles her way into this new space, we realize that Lara is indeed worse for wear and has limited traversal capabilities. So you can't necessarily climb from roof to roof like you might if you were in the best of health. So Lara is really forced to sort of in a position of vulnerability to sneak her way towards the medical chopper that she saw, and hopefully find some supplies that are going to help her deal with her current situation.
I don't know what you're talking about. Please.
You are lying. I know you escaped with them.
Please. I don't.
I need to loosen your tongue. Tell me!
So we can take a moment to overhear some of the story. That's always optional, but we try to infuse a lot of the environments with some of the backstory, and that's actually foreshadowing something that will come up a little bit later in the story. So we make our way through this grotesque tunnel, again trying to get to this medical chopper in hopes of dealing with our injuries, but really trying to take a cautious approach and stay away from these nasty scavengers. We're starting to sort of get into the heart of it. This is Lara's journey into the belly of the beast, so to speak, and we really see her sort of having to engage in direct conflict in ways that she hasn't up until this point in the game. So we can assess the situation. The guy on the top was a threat. We see an opportunity with a barrel to soften up the enemies here, but this is an example of a trap. Lara stepped in the wrong place and ended up strung upside down, and that's us just trying to keep the player on edge. We have the enemies, the scavengers, really having a presence on the island here, almost a guerrilla approach to combat, where they sort of take advantage of their home court. So we see combat progress from sort of that opportunity to initiate with tactical opportunities, taking out patrolling guards and exploding barrels, but then ultimately sort of being forced to confront them directly in order to get to her goals. And that's something that Lara is constantly dealing with, is this need to do whatever it takes to survive. And if these guys are presenting a threat to her, she's seen what they're capable of, and they're standing between her and sort of her ability to deal with her wounds. So we're making use of cover in combat. Again, this is the soft cover or fluid cover system that really allows Lara to easily slide in and out of cover without really necessarily sticking in place, and celebrating that ability for Lara as a character to make use of her athleticism and movement as she takes on the combatants on the island. So with our piece of gear, our rope arrow, we've been able to pull our way into the crash chopper here, which is where Lara hopes to find something to deal with her injuries.
Sorry.
All right, thanks everybody for joining us today. Stay tuned. We'll have some more things to show you down the road, but I hope you enjoyed our traversal down the mountain into Scavenger Hub today, and some more glimpses into our combat systems.